Alright everyone, welcome to game 4 now of the Gaia training saga. Once again, apologize for low energy, just kind of a little bit tired. Just had a little bit of a league stream. Okay, so I'm going to notate my games again, like I said. So 859 against 884 right now, so we're slowly climbing. So we got a d4, d5, okay. I'm going to go with my standard opening, which is bishop over to g5. bg5 is the notation for that. I'm currently debating if I want to have free Chick-fil-A or not this morning. I think that would greatly improve my morning, so I'm considering it. But then again, I also want to really pig out one day, so don't quite know if this is the time. Might still be the time. Okay, so we get a knight to c6. That's a very common move. Probably the best move. So I'm just going to go e3. You know, just got my bishop out, very similar to the Caracan that you saw last game. You just want to close off the position then. Okay, so that's the move I was waiting for. So f6. So I go bishop f4. This is a very good move for me. But yeah, the whole principle behind the bishop going to g5 is to kind of make the opposing player uncomfortable. He can't move his e-pawn in that regard, so he may choose to develop the knight. He may choose to do a bunch of different things. So here he opts to go bishop f5. So I have a few ideas here. I want to keep my light-scored bishop, so I'm not thinking of this. But I know he's thinking of something along this line. So maybe I just play an e3. That's my first idea. Another idea could be just continuing my development right now. So I could just go with like a knight c3, for example. Then if he chooses to put his knight here, scratch that. Better idea. Develop this knight. If he then chooses to go here, I can develop this way, protecting this square. I think that's what I want to go with. Let me just think it through. Yeah, I like that idea. I could also just go c3. c3 I also like. But maybe this, and then I play c3 after. Yeah, so we're going to start with knight f3. Right now I'm kind of inviting him to take that knight b4 square. Yep, so he takes the bait. I shouldn't really say bait, it's not bad for him, but okay. So I'm going to do as I said. I'm going to go knight to a3. Some ideas of what's coming, c3. This is going to be a big one for me. That way he has to move his piece right back. Oh. I don't think he thought that through. Okay, so bishop takes c2. Just like I said last video, this rating range, you really don't have people thinking through moves, which is what happens here. I'm just going to capture. Knight takes c2. Oh, I already made my notation. Okay. So what I'm also be doing in this series is keeping track of my win rate on certain openings. So like the Caracan, for example, the Queen's Pawn, the Trempovsky. If I choose to play some orangutan games, games. I'm going to notate those, the wins, the loss, all this stuff. I guess that's an interesting move. So I could just take... No, I don't want to take here. Because then he recaptures. Yeah, that's not the move. So I think I just hide back, but do I capture once first is what I want to figure out. I think I do capture first. Let me write that down first. So we want e5. A little bit bold. I want to do d takes e. I think that's good. dx e5. And I guess I could just do e5. Takes e5, sorry. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't really want to take this in any situation. Because then I just develop his piece for me and undevelop mine. I could also just kick it back. If he takes 0, I think I want to take with knight. That way I have this line available to me. Okay, so we get queen d7. It's an interesting one. Alright, so I already fucked up my notation. So let me go back. So knight takes, that's when he went e5. Then here I did d takes e5, and then we get queen d7. Yes, as you can see, I already messed up my notation. So even though it sounds a little silly to practice it, kind of like, you know, it's like I'm asking you to practice handwriting or something stupid like that, but it actually does help. Because otherwise you'll fuck up in tournaments and you'll just have to redo everything. You know, if there's a situation that arises, you're kind of in trouble. So let's see. What do I want to do here? Do I take another pawn on f6? He gets development in that case, so I think I don't want to allow him to develop. What if I just pushed e6? What about that? He probably takes with a queen. Then I could go here with my knight, have a nice outpost. Open up that file. Yeah, because if I take here, he develops with a knight, which I'm not really a fan of. Yeah, I think I'm going to push. I'm going to go e6. Okay, my notation's now corrected. And e6 is a very common idea in multiple lines. So this could be in the Caro-Kann, it could be in the Queen's Pawn, it could be in literally like any kind of opening. But the main idea is some players, I don't know if he's intending to do this, but it's an idea. You offer up another pawn, so at the expense of a pawn, you get to develop. So eventually, if you know you offer like 3 pawns and you develop 3 pieces, all of a sudden he has a very nice attacking position. So you could just neglect to take the position. Yep. And then that way he puts his queen on an awkward square. You know, he no longer has any nice diagonals. He no longer has the d file that he's doubling up on. So this is good. So queen takes e6. I really like that move. So queen takes on e6. And yeah, like I said earlier, I think I want to cement my knight on d4. I do like that. And then I could also look to play, whoops, not that, a3 is what I was thinking, as well as another move. So which one do I like more? Because I kind of like his queen on this square. I'm in no rush to put my knight on d4. Although, it's a little bit difficult. So say for example I play a3. He's either going to capture, which is good for me, or what he's going to do is he's going to retreat. So if he retreats, then all of a sudden, if I go knight d4, he captures... Oh, I have the other knight there. Okay. Yeah, after some reconsidering, I think I want to play a3 first. So I'm going to jot that down, e3. I'm also considering if I want to spend all these Chick-fil-A points. I could get a lot of biscuits. A lot of biscuits. How much is a coffee? Oh, I can't get a coffee in my car anymore. Even though I could, it's not really worth it. So it says lunch items are only available after 10. What about the mac and cheese? Alright, sorry. I know y'all aren't here to listen to me talk about what I'm gonna eat for food. That's my bad. So he castled Queensland? Is that what you did? Yeah, you did. Okay. So we're gonna rotate castle. Is that piece just free? Is that what is going on here? Yes. I think I'm gonna take with the B pawn, or the A pawn. Reason for that, instead of the knight, just because I like this idea that I have here. Plus that opens up the rook to take on A7. So I'm going to do A takes B4. It's the second big mistake of the game. AX B4. Okay. Okay, that was a quick Queen E4. I mean, I'm not really threatened by that by any means. I think I just take on A7. So I think I see the idea that he's going for. He's looking for this. After it captures, he captures one more time. And then I just bring the knight to defend. I think I just lured it off. Or maybe I just skip the headache, just put like a queen here. Takes, takes. Nah, I'd rather take this pawn. So R takes A7. Yeah, so you have to think that even though you want a castle pretty early on, it's okay to delay castling if your opponent's making dumb moves. In that case, you could definitely delay castling. No issues there. King B8. That's a logical move. Memes aside. Okay, so how do I want to defend that? Are there any tactics where I let him take it and I win? Maybe. It's probably safest just to put it on like A4, for example. So let's say I put it here on A4. Then we see B5. I think I just captured. Yeah, I just captured. Rook A4. Yep, my guy's got bad connection. Is that India? Yeah. I can never tell the flag between India and Mexico, but the names you can normally tell which one's which. Either it's Spanish or it's Indian, typically. So now an interesting idea is queen going to A1, because then rook A8 is checkmate. Essentially, I'm hanging c2, so he might think it's free. If he goes king c8, I'm just gonna check him on a8 and exchange rooks. I'm already ahead in enough material. Okay, so d4. d4 doesn't scare me by any means. I think I just continue with queen a1. If he doesn't respond to queen a1, then he just loses, is what happens. Queen a1 it is. And then when he does respond to it, if he does, then I'll take on d4 with a knight. Okay, so we have b6. I'm looking for a checkmate now, because I think there's one here. I just gotta find it. So, let's calculate it. Here, 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 here. Maybe like, maybe this one's better actually. See, I kind of also like b5 right away. So say, oh, okay, so this is what he's, okay, okay. I missed that. Yeah, that would have been bad. Okay. I think I just take here. Yeah. So now I would notate knight on f goes to d4, and f to d4. Otherwise, I might think that it's the c knight that I take with, so looking back, I want to make sure I'm accurate. So I'm up 7 points right now. I just gotta either checkmate him or get some more points, and he resigns off that. The viewers already know this game's won, but this guy does not, which is okay, he's learning. You just ruined the win advantage he had, I think. So there's king b7. Yeah, probably b5 here. Yeah, b5. Another idea behind b5 is if he chooses to retreat, then I just check him like this. And then he's queen taking. That's the idea there. Okay, so he goes knight e7. That doesn't really do anything. Actually, it kind of does. I shouldn't say it doesn't do anything. So now I'm thinking rook to a7, and he has to make a choice. He can go here or here. Everything else is not allowed. So if he goes here, and I would then take that. And he again has only one square, so he goes here anyway. That would be when I checkmate him. Yeah, so I checkmate him there. What if he goes the other way? So what if he goes here after this? That would be check. And he's forced to go here. In which case... How do I finish him off? Yeah, I guess I take this, and he goes here. This is how I checkmate him then, right? No, because he escapes. Huh. So when he escapes there... I mean, his king's going for a little bit of a journey. Maybe I just start with this. Either way, I know it's better for me. It's either checkmate or he's going for a journey and he's losing a rook and some other stuff. So rook a7. There's a time where you don't have to calculate everything. That's a mistake I just made. Trying too hard to figure out how to win. So remember, king to c8 loses. Yep. So I just write down the rest of the combinations. King c8, rook takes c7, and queen a7 is coming if he moves his king and doesn't resign. I'll pre-move that. Yeah, so I spent all the time looking at that other theory and he just made it himself. King b8, and then obviously queen a7. Checkmate. Okay, so let's review this game real quick. Oh, I have to 928, that's good. So for game 5, I'm rated 928. Yeah, let's review. Okay, so obviously we have my standard opening. That's also a standard developing move. When he develops, you develop. That's not a standard move. This is a bad move. Exposes the king. Also, you eventually want to move this e pawn to support the d, but now you can't because too many pawns in the center being moved means your king's not safe. Whatever. I move it to another square. Bishop goes to f5. I just develop. He goes here. I'm just going to go knight to a3. He takes. That's a big miscalculation, obviously. He pushes with e5, trying to complicate things, so I just take. He goes queen d7. I don't know what that's about. Trying to get him into the mix, I guess. So that's where I pushed e6. I really like that move. I guess the computer did not like that move. They actually liked if I did this. I think it's because it just simplifies, is why they like that. But whatever, I like my move in the moment. It's not a bad one. So I play e3, I kick it. He just refuses to get kicked, so I take. Queen down to e4. At this point it's already winning, I just gotta find a way to mate. So boom. Okay. d4. Fine. Go for the mate. He prevents it for a second. I take. He puts the king there. Okay, so it was a forced mate. I didn't see it all the way through. Let me see if I can calculate this real quick. So boom, boom. Is that the next move? Mate in, yeah, so that's mate in 2. This here is mate in 5. Is this part of it? Yes, king to c8 now. Okay. This part of it? King d7. So yeah, here. That's what I thought. So now you gotta cut off his moves. If you go here, check. Okay, so he's forced to go there in that case. Is that it? Yeah. He's forced to go here. Now you have mate in 2. Okay. So this. Yeah, that is it. Yep. And now he can either block like this or like this. But you just checkmate anyway. Ah, so it was forced either way. I figured it was. That's cool to know. But yeah, that was game 4. Thank you for watching.